Adjustment of the high-speed roller feeder. 1. Height adjustment of the feeder. After this set of dies is installed, we begin the adjustment. Feeder. When adjusting the feeder, the first requirement is to adjust the height of the feeder. After this set of dies is closed, we require that this surface of the material be flush with this surface of the die. That is, the feeder's outlet should be level with the floating punch in the die. Now let's take a closer look at precisely how the bottom section of the feeder is securely connected to the main press platform. This is the feeder mounting plate. When installing the feeder, the first step is to mount this feeder plate onto the press table. According to the requirements of the die feeding, this mounting plate can be installed on the left side of the table, or on the right side of the table, or on the front side of the table. When the die feeding direction is from left to right, the feeder is installed on the left side of the press table. When the die feeding direction is from right to left, the feeder should be installed on the right side of the press table. When the die feeding direction is from front to back, the feeder should be installed at the front of the press table. In general, the feeder is installed on the left side of the press table. The feeder mounting plate has a raised section like this. When installing the feeder mounting plate, these two raised parts should be directly hooked onto the table. Keep this mounting plate level. When adjusting the height of the feeder, first you need to loosen this screw. Then you will loosen this particular nut. By adjusting this screw, you can control the height position of the feeder. Then tighten these two screws again. After adjusting the height of the feeder, we must first rotate the flywheel. This part here when rotating the flywheel, keep a close eye on the area between the adjustable connecting rod and the rocker arm. Is there any interference? Only after the slider can move back and forth through a full stroke normally can you start the machine. Otherwise, the position of the connecting rod may not be sufficient. which could result in the connecting rod being pulled apart and breaking. Now let me explain why, after raising the feeder, you must first manually rotate the press through a full stroke before starting the machine. This is because after the feeder is raised, this rocker arm will automatically swing downward if the feeder is raised too much. It's very likely that this rocker arm will overlap with the automatic adjustment rod. In other words, after the feeder is raised, this rocker arm may have rotated to its lowest point or is about to reach the lowest point, but the eccentric disc's central shaft is still in this position. After the machine starts, this eccentric disc's central shaft will continue to descend, while the rocker arm can no longer go down. But the eccentric disc's central shaft continues to drive the connecting rod downward, which can damage the feeding mechanism. Therefore, after raising the feeder, you should first manually rotate the flywheel one full turn. If you feel increased resistance while turning the flywheel, at this point, you need to shorten the connecting rod section.